or welcome back to the Embee Makes knitting channel. My name's Melissa and I'm the maker behind Embee Makes, here on YouTube, on Ravelry and on Instagram. I feel like February just flew by, and since it's now March and the weather is getting nicer, I thought it would be good to have a little pattern roundup of some DK weight spring cardigans. Since I'm also working on one of these patterns, I thought it would help to motivate me some more because I really want to knit all these cardigans at some point. But I'm still working on one of them. I do have one finished cardigan, which I will talk about and show you. So yeah, let's dive in. All these patterns are DK weight and knit with around a 4mm needle mostly. For the main body part. I do have my iPad here with me to give you some more details on each of these patterns, and I will show pictures of course here. I also will leave the link to my Ravelry bundle down below in the description as well. So to start off with one that I've knit myself, and that's the April cardigan by Petite Knit. I have this in this beautiful beigey brown color. I've used Filcolana Pernilla in the color Chai. And I knitted this cardigan 2 years ago. And it's really a staple in my wardrobe. I wear it in spring and fall. It's a perfect in-between seasons cardigan. As I said, this is a DK weight cardigan. The pattern is for DK weight, but I've knitted in the Filcolana Pernilla, which is more of a sport weight yarn. So it has a little bit of a more open gauge, but it's very lightweight and yeah, perfect to throw on for those warmer spring days. It has a lovely saddle shoulder, which you knit kind of in a raglan style, where you just increase and then also do a bit of a different increase for the sleeves, and then eventually you go into raglan increases. So it's a really nice construction, and yeah, as I said, I love wearing it. It's a great basic, but you could also of course knit it in a more brighter color. And the recommended yarn is a fingering weight and a lace weight held together, so the mohair fills up the gaps a little bit more than when you knit it in a sport weight, for example. But I think, yeah, it's also a good cardigan you can knit with a sport weight yarn for a lighter version. And the buttons I used, maybe I will insert a picture so you can better see. The buttons I used are from Sostrene Grene, and they come in a pack of 20, I think, so I have quite a few left for other cardigans. So yeah, this is a classic petite knit pattern. It comes in a lot of different sizes. I think she did make an update for this because it wasn't as big of a size range before, but now it comes in sizes extra small to 5XL. The pattern even comes in Dutch, but yeah, I like to follow English patterns because I have learned it that way and I understand those better. The cardigan is designed to have 6 to 8 centimeters of positive ease. I think mine has slightly more ease, but yeah. And I knitted mine in a size large if you're curious. But you can also check out this project over on my Ravelry page. Then the next one is the one that I have on my needles at the moment, which is the Pippin cardigan by the Knit Pearl Girl. I will show you my progress, which isn't a lot. So yeah, if you've been here before, you know that I've been working on this for over a year now. And yeah, I didn't even knit a cardigan last year. This was on my needles last year, but I just didn't knit on it. But yeah, I really want more cardigans in my wardrobe. They're really practical for me. And I think this would be a great cardigan once it is finally finished. So yeah, this has a lovely texture. This is in all over seed stitch, I believe. And so this is a pattern by the Knit Pearl Girl. It's a raglan cardigan with all over seed stitch and a double knit button band. It is of course DK weight, 22 stitches per 10 centimeters, and I'm using Filcolana Tille held together with Filcolana Arvetta. I'm using the marzipan color for the Arvetta and the white for the Tille, because that's what they had when I purchased it in the store. They didn't have the matching mohair for the marzipan, so I went with this white color. And actually it knits up really nicely. So yeah, it has this lovely halo from the mohair. So yeah, I don't really work on this when it's too warm in summer, but right now it's actually perfect temperatures, so I should knit some more on this. This pattern also comes in a lot of different sizes. It goes from a 75 centimeter bust to a 145 centimeter bust. But the actual garment has some positive ease also. So yeah, it's a very size inclusive pattern, as is for all of Sophie's pattern, I think. For yarn options, she recommends any light DK and sport weight yarn with good stitch definition. So I think you could also use Filcolana Pernilla for this cardigan. I think would be nice. Or just any fingering weight with mohair, like the Knitting for Olive, for example. Or like I did the Filcolana Arvetta with Tille. Or you could be extra and knit it with Cardiff Cashmere Classic, which is the suggested yarn in the pattern and what she used for her sample. So yeah, I really hope I can knit more on this cardigan very soon, but I have currently a lot of whips on my needles, as I always do. But yeah, I really want this cardigan in my wardrobe for this spring. Maybe end of spring I could have it finished, because I think I will get a lot of wear out of it. Then another lovely textured cardigan that I had planned to knit in the spring of last year, but yeah, as I still had this on my needles, didn't want to cast it on yet. So I swatched, and this is a swatch for it. It's the Marysia cardigan by Vert and Rose, I think is her Instagram handle. And yeah, it's another raglan cardigan with a lovely stitch pattern. As you can see, it's some ribbing but with a little cable-like stitch, but it's really not a real cable, it's a faux cable. And the yarn that I swatched in is Mayo Garn Merino and their mohair. And it's just so super soft and lovely. I love the color. Yeah, again, I love green and purple, if you didn't know yet. So yeah, I really hope when I finish this Pippin cardigan I can cast this on. Maybe late spring somewhere. So again, this is DK weight cardigan, and the suggested yarn is Serdar Cashmere Merino Silk DK. So another fancy cashmere yarn. The gauge for this pattern is 21 stitches per 10 centimeters, and it uses a 4.5, 4 and a 3.75 millimeter needle. It ranges from sizes extra small to 5XL, so again, a size inclusive pattern. And it only comes in English. It's worked from top down with raglan increases. The neck is shaped with short rows, and then the body is knit flat and the sleeves are knit in the round. Button band is worked as you knit the body, leaving only the neck band to be picked up at the end. So that's really nice that you don't have to knit a separate button band. So yeah, I hope to cast this on soon. I already bought the pattern. Another lovely pattern that I have yarn for in my stash, but haven't swatched yet, is the Garden Cardigan by Anke Strik. I haven't knit anything from this designer yet, but when I saw this pattern I really knew I needed this cardigan in green with this beautiful lace pattern. So yarn I have in stash is some Knitting for Olive Merino and some Isager silk mohair. And yeah, they aren't an exact match. I do know that I could have gotten the merino, the mohair from Knitting for Olive to match exactly, but I had this in stash, and when I was in France 2 years ago, I was looking specifically for a mohair to match. And yeah, I think this will be a lovely combination. It's super soft, and I'm curious to try this because I haven't worked with it before. It's on the more pricier side, but yeah, it's really soft and I think will make a lovely cardigan. So more about the pattern. It has 19 stitches per 10 centimeters in the lace pattern for the gauge. It's knit on 4mm needle and it comes in 6 different sizes. So it's not as size inclusive as the other patterns. So the cardigan is knit with an all over lace pattern. And again, the button band is knit as you go. So as you knit the rest of the cardigan. So that's nice to not have to pick up a lot of stitches to knit a button band separately. And it even has a hidden pocket on the inside. I'll show a picture here. So yeah, that's nice. This cardigan is intended to be worn with 25 centimeters of positive ease, which is quite a lot. I'm not sure if I will maybe go down a size for less ease. And I believe this is also meant to be worn open, so without any buttons, which I think is also nice because I do often just leave my cardigans open and unbuttoned. So yeah, I think this is a really lovely and airy cardigan for spring. So the next one on my list is the Melissa cardigan by Harris Makes. When I first saw the name of this cardigan, I knew I needed to knit one for me. For this cardigan, again, you use a strand of fingering weight with a strand of lace weight mohair or substitute. It has 22 stitches per 10 centimeters in stockinette. You use a 4, a 3.25 and a 3.5mm needle. It comes in a lot of different sizes, ranging from a 76 centimeter to a 157 centimeter bust. The cardigan is designed to have 10 to 15 centimeters of positive ease. It is a drop shoulder design and you can either knit it just plain in one color or you can knit it with stripes. I don't have yarn for this one yet, but I think if I were to knit this, I would maybe go for a striped version. But I'm not sure about the colors yet. Maybe a classic white and a navy blue stripe would be lovely. Then another cardigan with some lace that I found by a Belgian knitwear designer. Boudechou Knits is the Tille cardigan for women. She also has this pattern for kids sizes. And it's again using a fingering weight mohair and mohair. 22 stitches per 10 centimeters in stockinette, and it goes from size extra small to 5XL. This pattern also comes in Dutch and English, of course. It's worked from the top down with raglan increases. And at the back you have this lovely lace panel. So from the front it looks like a plain cardigan, but on the back it's a little bit more special. It has a V-neck and this cardigan uses 5 buttons. Then another simple cardigan with a little bit of a special twist is the Romance by Tricot Design MCL, which I think is a Canadian or French designer. The pattern comes in English and French. And it's again for a fingering weight mohair, 20 stitches per 10 centimeters in stockinette. The cardigan is knitted seamlessly from the top down. It has a V-neck with the delicate crochet details on the bottom band. And it includes instructions for balloon or straight sleeves. And you can either knit it in fingering weight mohair or just a plain DK weight yarn. Pattern is available for sizes extra small to 5XL, so again a size inclusive pattern. And it uses a 4.5 and 3.5 millimeter needle with 6 to 8 buttons. Then another very cute spring cardigan is the Celeste cardigan by Knits for Days. I haven't heard of this designer before and haven't knit anything by them. But yeah, this looks really cute for spring with the 2 little bows in the front. This pattern came out in April of last year and it's knitted with Drops Lima, which I think is a pretty affordable yarn. So if you're just a beginner knitter, I think this might be a pretty good cardigan for you to knit. You have a gauge of 19 stitches per 10 centimeters and you use a 5 and you use a 5 and a 4.5 millimeter needle. So it's on slightly larger needles. It comes from sizes extra small to 3XL. It worked from the top down with increases for the shoulders and short rows. So in a more contiguous method. The sleeves are wide and with a folded hem, and the I-cords are for the little ties in the front. This cardigan is designed to have approximately 4 to 6 centimeters of positive ease. Yeah, I think this is a very different look from the previous ones, but still very cute for spring. Then another one that I immediately added to my to knit list when I saw it on Instagram is the Waffle Loop cardigan by Other Loops. I have been eyeing her Waffle Loop sweater before, and I have her Waffle Loop scarf currently on my needles because again I didn't want to cast on another cardigan before I finished my current whip. And yeah, I really wanted to try out this stitch pattern, so I went with the scarf first, and it's really lovely to knit, so I'm really looking forward to knitting this cardigan too. I don't have yarn for it yet, and I'm not entirely sure in which color I would knit it. I have seen a version of Instagram in this lovely purple color, and I think she used Filcolana Alva and another Filcolana yarn held together, and yeah, it's a gorgeous color, so I think I might go for that, but yeah, not sure yet. So the gauge of this pattern is 21 stitches per 10 centimeters. It's knitted on 4 millimeter and 3.5 millimeter needles. It comes from sizes extra small to 2XL, so not very size inclusive, but I think it has a lot of, it has 25 centimeters of positive ease, which I think is quite a lot for what I prefer, so I will probably go down a size for what my recommended size in the pattern would be to have less positive ease. Yeah, I think a cardigan in this lovely waffle texture would be really lovely for spring and fall, so perfect for the in-between seasons. And then the last pattern on my list is the Cara wrap cardigan by Rebecca Clow, or the Crea Bea. I couldn't do a pattern roundup without one of her patterns, of course. She has lots of other lovely cardigans, and I think she's also working on a lace and cabled cardigan at the moment. I think it's in testing. But yeah, this one she released in November of last year, and I think it's a lovely, lovely wrap cardigan. I do have one store-bought cardigan that I bought last year just to see if I actually like wearing wrap cardigans, because I wasn't sure yeah, if I would spend all the time knitting one and then end up not wearing it. So I have one and I love it. It's in beautiful purple color. And yeah, I really want to make a hand knit wrap cardigan. And I think this would be a lovely option. It could be perfect to wear on a beautiful spring day just with the top underneath, or even when it's a bit colder, wear a little turtleneck or something underneath. The gauge is 20 stitches per 10 centimeters. Use a 4mm needle, and it comes in 10 different sizes, ranging from an 80 to a 170 centimeter bust, which is, yeah, again, very size inclusive. The pattern also comes with optional bust shaping. So I think, yeah, you really have a nicely fitting cardigan with this. And of course, body length, sleeve length is all adjustable. You can even do a short sleeve version, which I think is also very cute, but I'm not sure if I would knit that. I think I would prefer the longer sleeves. So that's it for this pattern roundup video. I hope you found some inspiration for your spring knitting plans. I do plan on making a specific spring knitting plans video soon, although I didn't finish all my winter knitting plans yet, but some might transfer into the spring season, and that's totally okay. I did have a few spontaneous cast-ons that wasn't planned for, so yeah. Me again, I forgot to mention that I'm doing a little challenge this month, during the month of March 2025. I am posting on Instagram my daily knitted outfits. You are probably familiar with Me Made May, where you wear a handmade outfit each day of May. But since by then the temperatures are already pretty high and I can't really wear my really wintry or more colder weather knits anymore, I thought it would be nice to do a Me Made March, so I can still wear my lovely warm cardigans and sweaters since it's still below 10 degrees in the morning and not too high temperatures during the day yet. So yeah, I can wear my t-shirts on warmer days or my sweaters on colder days. So yeah, if you would like to join me, follow me over on Instagram. Just post your daily outfits on your stories or make a little video and be sure to tag me so I can see that. And yeah, it's just a fun challenge, I think. And it's nice to show off some of my older knits that I haven't shown on Instagram for a while. So yeah, I hope you join me. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my content. And yeah, that's it. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and speak to you soon. Bye!